we're going to do next is Congressman Mike Waltz, who used to represent this particular district right here, but thanks to redistricting, now represents a district to the north of us, but he is still the chairman of the Readiness Subcommittee and has a keen interest in all things space, has been immensely helpful to Space Florida on a host of issues. And he's going to help tee us up further. Thank you. Congressman.
Certainly wish I could be with you rather than up in DC right now, but I just wanted to take a moment and talk to you about commercial space and its integration with national security space. I sit on Armed Services Committee as the chairman of Readiness, which has oversight of all of our bases, logistics, maintenance, training, doctrine, all of those pieces that make our armed services go. I also sit on the subcommittee for strategic forces, which has oversight of our Missile Defense Agency, but also direct oversight over the Space Force and what we're doing from a national security standpoint up in space. And then finally spent the last several years on the Space Committee with oversight of commercial space and NASA. So as you can tell, I'm a bit of a space nerd. And because at the end of the day, I fully realize that our entire modern economy, from agriculture, telecommunications, of course, real-time logistics, banking, I mean, you name it, it depends on what's up in space. I also know, as a 27-year veteran and now a member of Congress, that our entire joint force, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and now Guardians, cannot shoot, move, and communicate like it needs to around the world unless our space architecture is functioning and is resilient. Here's the deal, though. Our adversaries know all of that and are aggressively developing the capabilities to put it at risk and even to take it out. And so I'm working hand in glove with the Space Force in particular. In fact, one of my first pieces of legislation was to create the Space Force so that it has an equal seat at the table to when it comes to budgets, man, train, and equip, and all the things that a services need. And I'm really proud of that. And we're seeing the benefits of it now 3 years later. But working hand in glove with them on I would say three main initiatives. Number one, our architecture in space has to be proliferated in order for us to defend it. We have to and are moving away from the days of what I call the battleship satellites, where we're going to have one launch over the next couple of years. And I mean, this is how it's been over the last couple of decades, and all of you know this. And the notice goes out to all the agencies. If you need a sensor, you need a capability on that bird, you better get it on there, because the next one's not going to go up for a very long time. We have some of the most, especially in GEO, some of the most capable satellites in the world, but they are big, they are expensive, and frankly, our adversaries know how to target them. Our adversaries have developed capabilities, whether it's grappling, it's out in open source now of even putting a net over some of our birds through cyber, through directed energy and lasers, and through jamming and through other means. They truly can degrade us. So we have to proliferate our architecture. We have to get a lot more satellites up so that if we just lose one or two, it has minimal impact. We have to make that architecture resilient and defendable. And then finally, we have to get our launch capabilities to the point twofold. One, we can do them quickly and on demand. And two, we're not completely dependent on just a few fixed sites. That could go down from everything from natural disasters to cyber. So those are just the broad outlines. I know I could probably, and again, wish I were there with you to spend a lot of time to go into deep dives on how we're going to accomplish that. But just know that that here on DC and on those committees that have both the authorities and the budgets to affect change, it's something I'm absolutely focused on, because at the end of the day, I know it sounds like a catchphrase, but it's absolutely true. The United States of America cannot remain in its position as #1 on Earth if we end up as #2 in space. And only through leveraging the amazing innovation, the speed, and the incentives that we have in commercial space, and doing that hand in glove with national security space, can we maintain that dominant position. I'm sure I'll see all of you soon. Thanks so much. God bless.
Thank you, Congressman. Mike's really cool. If you haven't met him, you should. He's a really neat guy. He's the nation's first Green Beret in Congress, so that says a lot.